Today we're going to discuss where GTA 5 story would go if Trevor made the cut all those years ago, even before he met Michael. So if Trevor joined the Air Force, of course he would probably stay there for years and never meet Michael or Lester, but what does this mean for those two? So Michael and Lester would continue to operate as a duo with a few random dudes here and there. They would never cross paths with Brad in this timeline, and speaking of Brad, he would likely get himself killed or arrested at one point with him being all on his own. Michael and Lester would probably just continue robbing for years and years on end until one day, sometime in let's say 2007 or 2008, Michael would have a very close call with the cops. However, thanks to the fact that he was no moron and always wore a mask during robberies, he wouldn't get recognized as the public had no idea what Michael actually looked like. However, since his and Lester's crime spree has gone on for a few years longer than it did in the original, in this reality Michael would not only be stupid rich, but he would also be even more wanted than he was in the original, and after that close call, Michael would decide that it's time to call it quits, and Lester, being a good friend of Michael's, would respect that, and Michael and Lester would part ways before Michael would leave for Los Santos, Rockford Hills with his family. Now, here's the thing, in this reality, Michael's a lot richer, like I said. Not only that, but instead of it being 9 years since he's been robbing when the main storyline starts, it's only been about 5 in this timeline. So Michael's family still have a lot of money left over. This means that Jimmy would never get his car repoed. So what would this mean for Franklin? Well, Franklin would continue to do his own thing and work for Simeon and just barely be able to keep the job after Lamar stole the bike in the mission repossession. However, Lamar would get fired for that stunt, and Franklin would then distance himself from Lamar more and more by the day. However, the problem lies in the fact that both of them still kidnapped Dee in this reality, with Franklin avoiding Stretch and Lamar even before that. Kidnapping Dee would be the last straw for him, and Lamar and Stretch would go to the recycling yard for a deal with Dee. And after Stretch loses it and kills him while making it out of there, Stretch and Lamar would be surrounded by ballers who would show no mercy, killing both of them before they would ever make it out of the building as payback for, well, killing Dee moments before this. Real quick though, if you're enjoying this what if so far, leave a like on it and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure to check out my second Kingdom Hearts channel, and also we're trying to get to 3K subs before GTA 6, so let's go ahead and make that happen. And Franklin, after hearing about it, he wouldn't be surprised at all, and he would probably just bounce between repo job to repo job, but would be done with gangbanging for good. However, since he never met Michael, he would never rob the UD and never get to the status we see him in 2021 in GTA Online. Michael would still get into the whole situation with Mark Madrazo, and without Franklin there to inform him on who he's dealing with, Michael would make the fatal mistake of ducking Martin's calls even though he would have more than enough money to pay him off, and that would be a fatal mistake for both Michael and his family, as one night while Michael and everyone else in the house is asleep, Madrazo would send in a hit squad and they would tie Michael up and force him to watch his family get shot in the head one by one, and Michael would be left the last one alive on purpose, and he would be brutally beaten until he was half dead. And while he's lying in the middle of his own house in pain, he would then also get shot in the head, putting an end to the late great Michael Townley. It's interesting how in this reality things still went wrong for Michael, even though he never crossed paths with Dave or Steve or Devin Weston or even Trevor. The bad guys would all be unaffected by anything and wouldn't even be part of this story. Dave would just continue his unremarkable FIB career. Steve Haynes would do his own thing, whatever that would be, and Wei Chang probably wouldn't even show any interest in Blaine County, nor would we ever see him. Devin Weston could do whatever the hell he wants with Solomon Studio, as per usual in a lot of these what ifs, and Stretch would be dead. As for Lester, well, maybe he would find out about Michael, but I doubt it, since who knows whether he would still keep tabs on him in this reality, since Michael never worked with Dave and faked his death. He just went out of the game on his own. But as for Lester, I'd think that he would just spend his time enjoying retirement, at least until all the shit that happens in GTA Online does, and that wouldn't really be affected at all, I don't think, and that would be it. And with that said, I want to thank you for watching this video. Leave your thoughts and opinions on this what if in the comments down below. Make sure to suggest some really interesting what ifs in the comments. Until next video stream, bye bye.